Hello students, I hope you are well. I hope you are healthy and fit, which is really appropriate because today's lesson is about health, fitness and well-being. Now, there's no getting away from it. Today's lesson is stacked with definitions and you have to learn those definitions. Even to access the lower grades, you need to learn those definitions. So how do you do that? Well, there's no easy way of getting around it. It's just repetition and revision. It's reading it over and over again. It's closing your eyes, trying to recall it, testing yourself, getting someone else to test you, and then we start to apply it to exam-style questions. Eventually, over time, with that repetition, you will remember the definitions. To access the middle grades, you've got to apply, and as always, to access the higher grades, you've got to be critically evaluative. You've got to tell me why. Okay, so first definition, obviously, that's going to be health. Now, there are a few variations of this definition, but this one will do for you. Health is a complete state of mental, physical, and social well-being with the absence of disease. So, health, three components: mental well-being, physical well-being, social well-being, and then the fourth one you could say is no disease. Mental, physical, social well-being. Alright, so why do we want good health? Well, we want good health because generally it means our life expectancy is longer and we lead a happier life. Alright, so poor health. Normally, poor health is associated with a sedentary lifestyle. Not always, but normally. Sedentary lifestyle. What does that mean? Well, it means a lifestyle of inactivity, not enough exercise, poor life choices. Poor life choices. So what is poor lifestyle choice? Well, a poor lifestyle choice is no exercise, number one. A second poor lifestyle choice would be a poor diet. A diet that is filled with fatty foods. Too much fatty foods. Not a balanced diet. Remember, a balanced diet is the appropriate ratio of the food groups: carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins, water and fibre. So a poor diet is too much fat. A poor work-life balance. That means maybe you work too much and don't rest enough. You don't give enough time to live a social life. Maybe it's the other way around, but you need to get the right ratios of work, rest and play. Too much alcohol is unhealthy. Tobacco is definitely unhealthy, and drugs even more unhealthy. So you make those poor lifestyle choices and it's going to lead to dire consequences. And these are the consequences that you need to know for your exam. So it will result in coronary heart disease. Coronary heart disease, if one of the arteries that supplies the heart muscle itself with blood becomes clogged with fat, then it gets narrower and narrower and narrower and narrower. Eventually that coronary artery will block completely, and that leads to heart attacks, the biggest killer in the Western world. It will lead to obesity. So, obesity, oh my gosh. We are one of the worst Western countries in the world for obesity levels amongst adults and children. Some of the Pacific Islands are the worst. I think the Pacific Islands, one of them is 61% of the adult population is actually obese. America, the USA, is the worst of the developed countries. 36% of the adult American population is classified by the World Health Organization in the latest survey in 2020, March 2020, 36% of American citizens are classified as obese. That's not over fat or overweight, that is obese. The UK, 28% of the adult population is obese. The best country is Vietnam, where only 2% of the adult population is categorised as obese. Obesity, we need to avoid it big time. It leads to all sorts of coronary problems. Arthrosclerosis, well, that is where the arteries of the body clog with fat and eventually they close, resulting in all sorts of physical problems. Type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes you're born with. That's unfortunate. Type 2 diabetes is a socially incurred disease. It's where you've eaten so many fatty foods, sugary foods in the past and a lack of exercise that your body can't regulate its blood sugar levels. Type 2 diabetes on the rise all the time in the UK. Strokes. If one of those arteries that supplies your brain clogs with fat, you have a stroke. Again, a deadly disease. High blood pressure. A good resting blood pressure is 120/80. 120 being your systolic blood pressure and 80 being your diastolic pressure. So 120/80 is good. Anything over 140/100 is hypertension. Hypertension, again, associated with coronary heart disease or heart attacks and strokes. Again, avoid having high blood pressure. So monitor your blood pressure. Monitor your resting heart rate. They're good indicators of your overall physical health. You want to avoid these diseases, these issues. It will result in a lower life expectancy. On the positive side, a lot of us during lockdown have discovered exercise again. So, good health associated with good levels of exercise. If you have a training program or an exercise program that you stick to or adhere to, a word that you will be asked about in your exam, if you adhere to an exercise program that is of the right duration and the right intensity, remember intensity, 60 to 80% of our maximum heart rate is our aerobic training zone. So if you're exercising in that aerobic zone and you're doing it 3 times a week for at least half an hour, that's great. You're going to have a healthy lifestyle, generally, good health. If you can adhere to that exercise program, then you will have both health for life and probably contribute towards fitness for sport. And we'll come to that in a little while. Alright, so more about well-being. Remember, health is physical, mental and social well-being. So let's deal with each of those in sequence. Physical well-being. Well, physical well-being is about having good body composition. Remember, the body composition is the ratio of muscle, bone and fat. If you have a poor body composition, it means the ratio of fat is too high. So, physical well-being, good body composition, good amounts of muscular strength, decent flexibility, good range of movement at your joints, good muscular endurance and ability to repeat contractions without fatigue, and good cardiorespiratory fitness. So a healthy heart and healthy lungs. If you have physical well-being due to exercise, due to good lifestyle choices, then you're going to be able to carry out physical tasks, everyday physical tasks with ease. You can say that you are physically healthy. You can carry out those tasks with ease. Whatever those tasks are, whether that task is going to work, walking to work, working all day, walking home, playing with the family at the end, those everyday physical activities that you can undertake with ease, then you have physical well-being. Mental well-being. What does that mean? Well, if you are mentally well, then it means you can cope with stress. You have low stress levels in the first place. It means that you have high self-esteem, high self-confidence. You feel good about yourself. You're motivated to do things if you are mentally well. You're motivated, you're confident. It basically means that you're happier in life. Your mental state is a happy one. Social well-being. Meeting new people, having friends, means that you are socially well. You certainly benefit in life from the company of others, no doubt about it. Even if you play an individual sport like marathon running, which is very individual, you can be part of a club where there are lots of marathon runners, and you can discuss things, not just about running, but you might meet in a bar afterwards and socially integrate. So that's really important. A question that examiners love to ask is, can you be fit but not healthy? Can you be healthy but not fit? Now, to answer those questions, you have to have a really good, broad understanding of everything here, which is why they love asking that question. I'm going to give you three more definitions that you need to know in order to contribute to that discussion. The first being exercise. Now, it's amazing how many people can't define exercise. They all know what it is, but can't actually write down a definition for an exam. Well, exercise is simply physical activity undertaken in order to improve your health and or fitness. Physical activity undertaken in order to improve your health and or fitness. What is fitness? Fitness is the ability to meet the demands of the environment. So, if I want to be fit to meet the demands of 100 meters, I need to have good reaction time, good strength, good power, good speed. They would be the fitness requirements. If I want to be fit to be a centre midfield footballer, then there are other elements of fitness that I need to add to that. Muscular endurance, cardiovascular fitness, to name just two. So whatever the environment is, it will depend on the fitness factors that you need. Performance is how well a task is completed. So the fitter you are for your environment, the better your performance will be. How do you get fitter? You train, you exercise with purpose, at the appropriate intensity and for the appropriate duration. Alright, so let's come to that question. Let's try and get as many of these definitions in as possible. Can you be fit but not healthy? Well, yes, you can. If I'm a 100-meter sprinter, I can win the Olympic gold medal. I am fit for sprinting, but I might not necessarily be healthy. Just because I won the 100 meters, it doesn't necessarily show that I've got good mental well-being. I might suffer terribly from stress. I might not be able to sleep. I might have huge anxiety. I might not have any friends. So, just because you see someone win 100 meters doesn't mean they're healthy. Yes, they're fit, but it doesn't mean they're necessarily healthy. Because remember, healthy is about physical, mental, and social well-being. Can I be healthy but not fit? Well, absolutely. I can have good levels of physical well-being. I'm not obese, I'm not over fat, I'm not even overweight. I don't suffer from Arthrosclerosis, I don't suffer from type 2 diabetes. I can undertake physical tasks, everyday physical tasks, with ease, without fatigue, without stress. I might have really good mental health. I cope with stress really well. I deal with emotions. I might have fantastic social well-being as well. I've got loads of friends. I enjoy the company of others and I benefit from that company. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to win the 100 metres Olympic title. Just because I am healthy doesn't mean that I am fit for that environment. To be fit for that environment, I need massive amounts of speed, power, strength, and great reaction time. I need to train those things. So you can be healthy, but not necessarily be fit. So when you have that discussion in your exams, get as many of these definitions in as you possibly can. Okay, to summarise then. Health. A complete state of physical, mental and social well-being with the absence of disease. Fitness, the ability to meet the demands of the environment. Exercise, physical activity undertaken in order to improve one's health and or fitness. There's links between them all. We want to avoid obesity. We want to avoid coronary heart disease. We want to avoid hypertension. How do we do that? Well, don't live a sedentary lifestyle. Live an active lifestyle with good lifestyle choices. Don't smoke. Yes, alcohol consumption is fine, but limited amounts. Take advice from the World Health Organization. Then you can live a happy, healthy life. And generally, as long as you don't get knocked over by a bus, your life expectancy is going to be high. Okay, my GCSE class, what I'd like you to do now, please, is you'll find this attachment on Show My Homework, copy it into your blue books, look at this video first and repeat this video if you like. Remember, repetition, revision is key. When you have copied into your blue books and you've watched the YouTube video a few times, then test yourself and then get your parents to test you. Alright, thank you very much, take care.